Hi, welcome back to my channel, Expressing DNA. My name is Laura Price, and I'm going to share with you today how I use my Gene Keys profile and how you too can use yours. The first sequence I started with in the Gene Keys is called the activation sequence. I recommend for everyone to start with this sequence. I think it is the foundation of all sequences. The activation sequence is the physical body. So think like a house. When building a house, the foundation is a very important part. And on top of the foundation, you can start to build and make the house what it is. So here is my profile. The first sphere we'll look at is life's work, then evolution, radiance, and purpose. The three pathways that we'll look at is challenge pathway, breakthrough, and core stability. Challenge, breakthrough, and core stability is on every person's profile. The only thing that changes is the gene key and line number in each sphere. Pathways are universal. We all experience challenges, and some of us break through in those challenges. And through those breakthroughs and growth, we start to build this core stability within ourselves. I imagine core stability like the trunk of a tree. The more you're rooted into the earth, into yourself, the stronger your trunk is. And the stronger your trunk is, no matter the weather and the storming that happens outside or the chaos in our lives, we can stand strong and face whatever challenge comes to us. Which brings me to how I use my profile now. So I'm going to break down my activation sequence in a simple way, and I'll start with all the shadows first of my profile. So you can see the first one is compromise. My evolution is mediocrity. My radiant sphere is half-heartedness, and purpose is desire. So just by looking at these words, you can explore what those words mean to you. So for me, compromise would be like compromising myself, what I'm doing, what I'm wearing, what I'm saying. When I compromise any of those things, I feel like I'm living mediocre life, meaning I'm living by other people's rules and dreams and visions and ideas for them and not living by my own style, by my own words and thoughts and beliefs. When I look at the shadow of half heartedness, I can already think that, okay, well, that means half assing, really. So, like, I'm half at this place, half in this relationship, half in that friendship, half at this job. And so I can already see that connected to my next shadow of desire. When I'm half hearted with something that I'm doing or somewhere that I'm at, I'm going to be desiring something. A good example of this is whenever I go to like a bar I don't want to be at, I'll probably desire a drink to like numb me a little because I don't really want to be at that place. But that's one personal experience slash example. Okay, let's move to the gifts. The gift of the shadow of compromise is competence. The gift, the shadow of mediocrity is style. So just by looking at Gene Key 14 and 8, those two gifts, whenever I become aware that I'm compromising myself, an example of this would be at a job that I had. It was working for a corporate company. Felt like I was compromising what I was wearing, what I was saying, how I was living to play this role, to have this job. And I felt like over time I was living a mediocre life. And to bring myself out of that, I started to embrace my own style. So, for example, I shaved my head. I started wearing crazy things at work, cool earrings, different style of shirts, matching my work outfits. Just I started to do whatever I could at that moment in my life to bring myself out of feeling like I was living someone else's life. And I look at the gift of commitment and lightness because this gene key for me is on my radiance sphere. The radiance to me is like the aura sphere. So by being committed wholeheartedly to whatever I'm singing, however I'm dancing, how I'm speaking to a friend, they can feel that energy and aura of that gift, the one that connects to it of lightness. And then that brings me to lightness, not also only being this gift of like physical lightness, like a feather. There's a lightness to my aura, there's a lightness to my heart, to my way of believing and thinking. Things are held lightly. These gene keys might be somewhere different on your chart, which might mean something different depending on what sphere it's in. Quick look at the cities. We see the city of bounteousness, exquisiteness, devotion, and rapture. When I'm in my own style, fully just rocking, me, doing me, singing in my own voice, dancing in my own moves, There's this exquisiteness about me that is like a diamond. It's all these different faces and things, and each time you turn it, it's like ooh ah, and it's that way because of how I've evolved through those challenges and the pressure that has shaped me, just as the pressure that shapes a diamond. When I look at the cities of devotion and rapture, I can just see already that when I'm fully, totally committed to everything that I'm doing wholeheartedly, there is a innate devotion throughout everything that I do. And because of that, I have this rapturous energy, this excitement to light up the world because my heart is just so devoted to my path, my dharma. And through facing the challenges, through having the breakthroughs, through building the core stability within myself, I can now pour onto others and be of service to the planet. The activation sequence will set you up for the next sequence, which is called the Venus sequence. The next sequence is the heart, the emotional body. The activation sequence is you setting up your foundation to then dive deeper and go into more emotional terrains. And as we said in the beginning, with the core stability, the strong tree trunk of no matter how hard the wind blows, you've got yourself and you can stand strong in facing these shadows. And by facing these shadows and by accepting and loving, including them as part of you, you get to see that they open and transform into something magical. And every shadow has a gift and it has something hidden within it. And it's up to the individual, myself, to be willing to explore that, knowing that it will contain some darkness, maybe upset me, and maybe be a difficult time. I know by doing that and overcoming it and facing it, I'll have a breakthrough that will open me up to another part of myself, a bigger, more open, more loving, joyful, happy, excited, evolved version of myself. And that makes it all worth it. I hope this video helps for anyone that is just beginning their Gene Keys journey or has been wanting to dive deeper into their Gene Keys. If you are interested in working with me one-on-one through any of your sequences, you can find how to do that through my website, expressingdna.com. Please like this video. It helps me out, and comment any questions you have for me or about the Gene Keys, and subscribe to my channel because that also helps me out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.